is Jeff Yu. I'm an anesthesiologist up here at Mercy Hospital. I have worked here for 28 years. In May, I was diagnosed with a form of lung cancer, and subsequent to that, I have had 3 surgeries on my chest to remove the tumor, and I am currently waiting to undergo radiation for further treatment. Good medical care looks like communication between caregivers, communication to the patient, enforcing the communication back from the patient. Patients have a lot of questions, and if we don't encourage them to ask those questions, we may never know what they need to know to help themselves get better. If we can actually treat the patient-caregiver relationship as more of a partnership, it'll be much more beneficial for both parties. Because as a patient, I ask some extremely obvious questions that you would think as a caregiver I would know. But either I didn't know or I needed to have some confirmation that that's what I needed to move forward. I think the other thing, what really good care looks like, is remembering that each patient is a brother and a sister and a mother and a father and a son and a wife. And we got to treat those people like that, just like we would want to be treated. The other thing that I would say is very important is the coordination of care that must exist between the campuses that we have, and really developing the system to appropriately triage the patients to the site where they will receive the best care. As a patient, I didn't really get it until I got it. And so what that means is that when you are laying in that bed and all these people come and do things to you, there's a sense of vulnerability that if you don't recognize in a patient, it can really crush them, because they are totally dependent on you, almost like I told some of my friends after, when I came out of surgery and I was feeling so weak, I felt like a fragile little baby. Only it was worse, because I knew what I couldn't do, but the patients don't know what they're in for. I think it's very, very important to really make a patient feel, though, that they are cared for and that you address kind of their sense of vulnerability. It's sometimes a very easy thing to forget when we're working through our schedules that are very pressed for time, and we have so many other duties that we need to attend to. But the thing that we really need to attend to most is that person. When I was a patient, one thing I realized is every person that came into my room, I expected to have a social interaction with them. There was one particular aide that on the floor that I was at, she would talk to me like we had been friends for 30 years. It really made me feel like, well, she cares about me. And any nurse that came into my room, all the different consultants and different physicians and residents and medical students that came into my room, if they would engage me in some conversation, it really made me feel as though that, well, I matter to them. Other than doing all our standard processes and procedures and all our therapies and all the protocols that we need to follow, I would implore people just to take a little bit of time to make eye contact with the patient, to ask them something about their personal life, to address their family members in the room, to just spend a little bit more time with them, to let them know that they're not just a unit that needs to be cared for, but they're an actual person that has all the same concerns, emotions, fears that all of us would have in everything that we go through in daily life. Any amount of extra care or attention you can give, and it doesn't really have to be much. I mean, it's just, sometimes it's just a kind word. I'm very fortunate. I have a loving family. I got brothers and sisters. I have lots of friends. So I have a very devoted wife, and so my social needs are all met. I have all of that taken care of. But a lot of our patients don't. A lot of our patients are alone. We may not be able to all of a sudden provide a full functioning family for them, but we can get a volunteer up in their room to keep them company, or have the chaplain come by and visit, or have one of the service pets come by and visit to help give them some of that social support that is really important in that process of getting better. My faith got a pretty good workout through this whole deal, and I am very fortunate to say that it was a major part of getting me where I am today. Different people have different spiritual beliefs, but I think our chaplains are very, very good at being very open to, at least providing the resource for them to be able to try to address some of those spiritual needs. What I'm most proud of is the kind of culture of care and service that we have developed. We work so hard to continually get better at doing everything that we do. Since we recently kind of merged the two campuses as one hospital, I think we need to better develop the communication that exists between the two hospitals to try to ensure that the patient gets to the site where they will get the best care for their particular issue. Oh, look at that.
I know it.
Oh, where are you?
Oh, I just got kicked.
I think you did.
I just got kicked.
Yeah.
How do you feel? Good. I want to thank all my friends at Mercy Hospital for giving me the honor and privilege to be a fabric of this hospital. I never really knew how many friends I had, and for all the support that I had, I could fall down and never hit the ground, for all the hands that would catch me. And they and this experience of cancer has taught me that cancer is not the worst thing that can happen to you. In fact, other than having cancer, my life is better than it was before. It's taught me a lot. It's taught me a lot about humility and about, it taught me that there's no amount of love that you can't give. There's no amount of relationships that you can't build. And you don't have to get cancer to realize it. It's all inside of us. All we have to do is just, work with each other and practice and realize that it's there. It's not just our patients that will benefit. It's us and our husbands and our wives and our brothers and our kids will all benefit if we can just tap into that a little bit and share it with others a little bit more.